When you first start in Jiu-Jitsu, it can be a very addictive feeling. You show up to class, you learn a new technique, and then you get to roll. As a beginner rolling with an experienced practitioner, it can be very motivational and inspiring when you're not being manhandled. If I keep showing up, one day I can be as good as these guys. One question which has puzzled Jiu-Jitsu coaches, university professors, and high school teachers is not just how can I improve my students, but how can I improve my students in the fastest time possible? There are many theories and many approaches. Some of them you may have already heard of. Some coaches have advocated for drilling for a specified number of reps. Some coaches advocate for spending extra time in certain positions. Some have adopted an entirely ecological approach to training. In today's video, we're going to look at one approach known as the reverse classroom method. Picture your typical Jiu-Jitsu class. You have an instructor and a group of students lined up against the wall. You may have a warm-up, but when the class begins, you have an instructor teaching the technique of the day while the class listens. After instruction, the class pairs up and attempts to perform the move. After some troubleshooting and help from other students, the coach calls time and the process repeats. After about 45 minutes, the learning portion of the class ends and the students get to spar. Sound familiar? This is often seen as the traditional class structure, and it's not without its issues. The main problem is that the instructor has to cater to everyone. This could be a wide range of belt levels, different ages, and different body types. It's not much use focusing on omoplata sweeps from closed guard if you really want to focus on your standing wrestling. Many learning theories, correctly, criticize the traditional approach as being too rigid and ultimately the slowest way for students to improve. Whilst these theories can agree on the problem, they often have differing solutions. Drilling advocates will say time would be better spent practicing the techniques that they are interested in. Ecological advocates would be more inclined to learn through task-based activities. The reverse classroom method recognises that mat time available is ultimately the limiting factor in ability to improve. When you have a job and try to balance family life, it is very difficult to train every day. As a result, in order to maximise skill development, the time spent on the mat must be used effectively. The reverse classroom model posits that students can study independently via instructional content before classes, and rather than using the class time for learning new technique for the first time, students can bring their own ideas, problems, and solutions to play with. Rather than the instructor spending the session demonstrating, they instead can adopt a more hands-on coaching role. Students have more time to explore their own techniques and can defer problems to the coach for direct feedback. The short-term goal is to allow students to be far more deliberate and intentional with their training. The ultimate aim of the reverse classroom model is for a student to become their own one-to-one coach. As a Jiu-Jitsu practitioner's skill increases, they should hopefully be a better gauge of what they need to do to improve, whether that is drilling technique or focusing on specific positions or transitions. The reverse classroom methodology has benefits for hobbyists and elite competitors alike. For the viewer looking to implement this method into their own training, it would be good to separate out our development goals based on skill level. For beginners, the main goal of Jiu-Jitsu study is to become fluent in the language of Jiu-Jitsu. You don't have to have a particularly impressive game, but a recognition and understanding of what position or submission you're in. For intermediates, here you'll want to build an extremely solid understanding of the fundamentals. You should be comfortable beating beginners while seeking to become a good training partner for the experts. For advanced practitioners, here you'll already have a strong understanding of the fundamentals and will be able to identify areas of weakness you come across. If the goal is continual improvement, then it's at this point you'll start to monitor your mat time more effectively. The reverse classroom method is somewhat unique, as it allows practitioners to incorporate other learning methodologies into its own model. The learning is tailored specifically to each student. If you lean towards a constraints-based style of learning, you can design your own games and tasks. If you prefer drilling moves, then you can. If you feel overwhelmed, you can repeat simply picking one thing at the end of each session that you want to improve on, and try to focus on that in the next session. The reverse classroom methodology is not for everyone. Some people may struggle adapting to being their own coach, and will only focus on the things that they're good at, potentially stunting growth as a student. Some people prefer working with a coach, and that's okay too. But for the few and brave who prefer taking control of their own training, the reverse classroom method can be a rewarding path to progress. To paraphrase Owen O'Flanagan, you want a coach that will get you to purple belt, and then let you do whatever you want. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. If you're interested in exploring the reverse classroom method further and you'd like to support the channel, please check out my Patreon page. There you'll find breakdowns of matches, discussions of Jiu-Jitsu events, short techniques, and I'll be using the page as a platform for my own instructional content. You can also support me by following me on my socials, or using my discount codes to pick up some sweet merchandise. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.